आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव। Azadi ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day. It was on 12 February 1922 that Gandhiji called off the non-cooperation movement.
After the ChauriChaura incident, Gandhiji realized that the people were still not ready for a sustained non-violent movement. He did not want the movement to degenerate into a violent struggle between the police and angry mob. Gandhi appealed to the people to leave the path of violence and went on a fast.
I will fast as a penance for my part in arousing such emotions, and I will not stop until they stop.
He decided to withdraw the non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji believed that after a certain duration of struggle, there should be a resting phase during which people could recover the power and rise again more powerfully. Thus, on 12 February 1922, the Congress leaders met at Bardoli and a resolution to stop the non-cooperation movement was put to vote. With the passage of this Bardoli resolution, the non-cooperation movement ended formally.
February is also the day when the Bardoli Satyagraha was started in 1928. In 1925, the BardoliTaluka in Surat, district of Gujarat, was hit by famine and the farmers were adversely affected. Ignoring the plight of the farmers, the British government in the Bombay Presidency increased the tax rates by 30%. Despite petitions and appeals from the farmers to review this unjust hike in tax rates, the government decided to go ahead with tax collection.
In January 1928, the Gujarati activists Narhari Parikh, Ravi Shankar Vyas and MohanlalPandya talked to farmers and solicited the help of Vallabhbhai Patel. Patel had earlier guided Gujarat's farmers during the Kheda struggle of 1918. Patel agreed to take on the leadership role only after getting assurances from the farmers of the resolve to the movement. While addressing a gathering of farmers, Vallabhbhai Patel said,
"I still ask you to think twice before you take the plunge. Forget me and forget my companions. Fight if you feel that you must resist oppression and injustice. Do not take the plunge lightly. If you miserably fail, you will not rise again for several years. But if you succeed, you will have done much to lay the foundations of Swaraj."
Finally, in a meeting of farmers at Bardoli on 12th February, it was resolved not to pay the revised assessment and no tax campaign was launched.
During the no tax campaign, the taxpayers did not pay the revenue even at the cost of attachment of their property. They boycotted government officers and remained absent from farms. Farmers resisted eviction and confiscation in unique ways. They had informers in the government offices who would give prior information as to if and when a japti notice was going to be carried out. The whole village would then move to another place and the officers would be faced with an empty village when they arrived to confiscate the property.
The volunteers came from across the castes and classes. They also worked for the betterment of the landless labourers. A large number of women also took active part in the movement. Although the movement was local, it received nationwide attention and support.
Fearing things could go out of hand, the British government set up the Maxwell Broomfield Commission to look into the matter. Finally, the raise in tax rate was reduced to 6.03%, and the peasants were returned their confiscated land.
Sardar Patel credited Gandhiji's teachings and the undying resolve of farmers for the success of the Bardoli Satyagraha. People across the nation recognized his vital leadership. It was women of Bardoli who bestowed Vallabhbhai Patel with the title Sardar.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.